Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Beth and this is my Flosstube number 8. Ooh, Happy New Year everybody! So I didn't have time to do bump in the camera. I didn't have time to do my last video of the year in 2019, so I'm gonna do it now. So I have my normal stuff just from the last couple of weeks, and then I have some wrap up from the year and plans for the year to come. So join me. Alright, so really my only bit of news is that I got to go to a St. Louis Stitchers meetup, which was really fun. It just so happened to work out with my work schedule. Usually they happen while I have to be at work, so I really lucked out and it was a lot of fun. So thank you for having me, and I hope to be able to go back another time. And there was somebody there who watches my videos, and I'm so sorry I didn't catch your name, but thank you so much for watching me, and comment down below your name so that I know who you are, so that I can, because I remember what you look like, so I'll find you next time. Alright. So I did a bunch of learning in the last couple of weeks. I learned a ton of new things, and I am so excited to show you. I learned how to do French knots, and I did a lot of them. Did a lot, and I will show you that on a project coming up. I also taught myself how to FFO a pillow. This is what I made, and it looks a little wonky down here because I haven't sewed up the hole in the bottom yet, so I'll fix that. I mean, it's still wonky, but and the ribbon is not center, so when it hangs, it like does that. But I'm still really proud of it. I might like clip off the hanger and make it a bow or something, or try and tuck it into the seam or something, because the hanger makes me frustrated. But other than that, I'm really proud of it. This took forever. I thought it was gonna be like a quick little thing, and it took forever. My mom helped me with it when I was home over break, and I still have a bunch more from things that I was supposed to do for Christmas gifts that I have not done yet. So more to come. I feel like I need to do another practice before I do ones that I'm going to give my friends, because this is still pretty wonky. The hardest part, in my opinion, was measuring and stitching in a straight line, which is basically all of it. Okay, I also, believe it or not, stitched with fancy floss for the first time. And on that same project, I stitched specialty stitches for the first time, all of which I'm going to be showing you down below. I cannot begin to explain how much fun specialty stitches were. I need all of you right now to go into my comments and tell me your favorite pattern that includes specialty stitches, because I want to do all the specialty stitches from now on. So I know the only one that I've seen that's like really popular is the band sampler that has the like specialty stitches and non-specialty stitches versions, but it has like a big corner of butterflies that I'm really not a fan of. So I'm not really interested in doing that one. So if you have alternatives for me, let me know, because I would love to do like a huge piece of specialty stitches. All right. So let's talk about FFOs. So I already showed you this one. I started with this one because I kind of didn't care if I messed it up, because it took me 30 minutes to stitch. So yeah, the other ones are gonna be, I'm more nervous about them. Next, I got this back from the framer, and gotta unwrap it. Should have done this before I started. this is going to be a Christmas present for my boyfriend, who, it wasn't ready yet when we exchanged Christmas gifts. And, sorry, I'm trying to avoid some of the glare. And so I just picked it up, but he is still with his family, so I haven't been able to give it to him yet. Let me just say, so you can't tell, but the fabric is like kind of greenish looking. And it was really, really, really hard to find a mat that worked with it. I think I really like how the orange came out though. So yeah, that'll be a Christmas gift for him. I have no place to put anything. I don't want to scratch this. All right. So, was that all my FFO? No, I have one more. I have another FFO I picked up from the framer, but I've already given that for Christmas, so I'm going to insert a picture here. And that was a gift for my boyfriend's mom, and she loved it. All right, next, let's talk about starts. So, my first time doing fancy floss and also the specialty stitches was this project in my favorite project bag. And that is the Menorah by Works by ABC. And you can't see the specialty stitches very well, which is a huge bummer. I'm going to insert a close-up photo so that you can see them better. And I did not use the called for the Hanukkah. Fun fact, Menorah is the standard word for candelabra, and Hanukkah is the 8+1 candelabra used for Hanukkah. The more you know. Anyway, I used Gentle Arts tin bucket for that. And I used the called for the candles. So all I have left to do is to bead the flames. And I'm waiting for a beading needle that is on its way from 123 Stitch as we speak. All right. All the rest of my... Oh, no, that's a lie. I was going to say all the rest of my starts or finishes, but I started a couple of things since that was true. I've lost track of all my things. Here we go. Next thing I started. LindyStitches, I Forget the Rest. This is on the called for fabric with all the called for floss. So that was fun. This also has fancy floss. And I am still trying to learn how to work with fancy floss, how to get the variegation to look right. If you have any tips or resources for me about that, put them down below in the comments. I would love to hear. And my last start that was not also a finish is Peppermint Purple's Blackwork Sal. And I'm doing it on, what is this fabric? This fabric is, I want to say, yeah, it is 32 count Lugana in dark cobblestone. And I'm using 3866 DMC for this. And I'm going to do it all just one color. I'm not doing it in the called for colors. So she's releasing one part every week, I think. And this is super fun. I almost didn't do it because I'm embarking on a really big Blackwork piece this year. But I just couldn't resist. It's so fun and cute. So I just pulled stuff that I had from my stash. And I've always kind of wanted to do like a white on khaki type piece. And I thought that this would be a good excuse to try it. So I'm really liking how that's going so far. And I mean, all of that I did in like an hour. So I should be able to do this in just a few minutes of spare time per week. All right, now we are into my starts that were also finishes. So this one is halfway through FFO. We have Cotton-Headed Ninny Muggins. I love this one. I love Elf. And I had a really fun time stitching this. I used almost none of the called for colors because I didn't have them. And I used, I don't know. I'll put what I used down in my description. So yeah. All right. Next up. We have Beware of Nargles. I started and finished that while I was visiting my boyfriend's family for Christmas. And I did this on 16 count Violet Mist Ada. And you can tell a little bit more in person, but I wanted to do this on fabric that the white berries would stand out a little bit more on. And they did okay. It's not great. But I mean, this project is only okay. I like it fine. I don't know what I'll do with it. Maybe I'll do like an oval hoop or something. I don't know. It was a quick stitch though. Also, ooh, where did I put that? Okay, I'm back. My last start and also finish was Christmas Candles by Peppermint Purple. This was a freebie. And I really enjoyed this. I used almost none of the called for colors. I think the flames are all the called for. But everything else, I muted them down quite a bit. And I will also put those colors down below. This was a fun one, and also pretty quick. Peppermint Purple has a Blackwork Facebook group that I really enjoy and is really fun. And that's where she's running her Sal as well. So head on over to her Facebook group because it's great. I think it's called Modern Blackwork Embroidery. All right, and I have one last finish that was not a start this week, and that is my Christmas tree by Dimensions. And this was all my French knots, as you can hopefully see. And the only thing I changed about this was that it's not even a little bit gonna focus. There were supposed to be French knots at the tips of all these stars, and I didn't do those because I didn't think it was needed. But once I got into the groove of the French knots, they really weren't that bad. But I don't know if they're going to be really different on fabric than they were on the plastic canvas. But I'm glad to have this done. Looking forward to getting that FFO'd. Okay. I only have one other whip that was not a starter or finish. And that is my Old Faithful piece. And I've showed this before. I'm not going to show what this looks like because I'm running out of time here, but that's what it looks like now. I brought the sky way far down. I did a ton of stitching on this. This is like 500 or 600 stitches on this piece. This was great airplane and airport stitching because it's all one color. So yeah. We are cruising because I only have like 40 minutes and I'm also trying to do a whole whip parade. So let's talk about some haul. I have quite a bit. First thing that I got in the mail was I got my Lakeside Needlecraft Winter Cross Stitch book, and I'm really excited to have this. I flipped through and, as you can see, have already marked some patterns that I really would like to do. And I'm going to show you just a couple of my favorites. I gotta cover this up so that you can't see the pattern. That's not big enough. How about this? So, this piece right here, I'm really excited to do this one. This is probably the first one that'll do out of this. It's got some Blackwork as well as traditional cross stitch. So I just think that's a really cool look. And this is by, oh, I don't know how to pronounce that, Ajisai. And I've seen their work before and really liked it, but a lot of it's just stuff that I wouldn't necessarily want to stitch or isn't really my style, or maybe is too big. So this is a great one and totally my style. Next one is this. I think that's super cute and would probably be a pretty quick stitch. That one is by Bobo Stitch. And I'll show one more. This is probably the second one that I'm most excited to stitch. Look how cute it is. I love it. So that is by the Pixel Parade. So those are the things that I'm going to be jumping to first out of this book. And yeah, great little book. Well, it's not that little. It's huge. All right, I also got some fabric and trim. So I picked up some white and red pom-pom trim. And this is a gift that I'm trying to finish, so I don't want to show the stitching, but I've got a green yarn wrapped hoop, and I'm going to put the pom-pom trim around the outside, and it's going to be adorable. I also picked out some backing fabric for some projects that I am trying to finish. I picked out some white and silver polka dots and some like brown mottled fabric, and I'm not going to show what those go with because they're not finished yet and they're gifts, but you've seen them before if you watch my videos, and I will show them when they're done. All right, I also got an Etsy gift card for Christmas from my brother, and so I picked up way more than the price of the gift card. I have been on a shopping kick lately. Maybe I'm just like trying to load up and then not buy a bunch at the start of the year, but who knows if that will really happen. So most of what I bought are digital patterns, so I will be inserting pictures of what they look like. I bought Bendy Stitchy's Stitch Always. I bought plaid houses by a designer that I've forgotten, and I will put it on the screen. I bought this Cowardly Lion needle minder by, I think this is from Mad for Minders. Yes, from Mad for Minders. How cute. I purchased the Lakeside Needlecraft Woodland Sal, which I've had my eye on for a while, and I finally pulled the trigger on it. Still trying to decide on fabric for that one. I got basically an embroidery pattern. It's done on cross stitch fabric, but it's all specialty stitches. But like not traditional specialty stitches. I don't know. Anyway, oh, ow. So that is by Funny Ferret. That is their Sorcerer's Stone pattern. They have, I only think they have 4 of the 7 books. Then I went a little crazy and bought several Wizard of Oz patterns. I bought this Scarecrow pattern. I bought 2 patterns that say No Place Like Home, which I don't know what came over me, but I've had them both favorited for a long time. And so I just got them both. So this is what they look like. They're very different. I got a Hamilton pattern, which is very simple. It'll be a very quick stitch, but I really like it. I think this would look really great on some fun, bright fabric. And I got, as I said, being interested in doing some like white on beige work, I got some really pretty snowflakes. I also bought some pins. Shocking, I know. From Mad Unicorn Handmade. I've shown their pins before. I got this Dumbledore's Army pin. And then I got 2 of their limited release hot chocolate pins. Hufflepuff for me and Gryffindor for a friend of mine who very much loves hot chocolate. And then from Dear Beetle, I got Until the Very End. And I got The Human World is a Mess. This one is so pretty. It's like it's white, but it has like a rainbow metallic finish. Then from Oddment and Tweak, I'm gonna open the bag on this one. Maybe? There we go. From Oddment and Tweak, I got a gingerbread house burrow, which is super cute. I think this was limited edition. And from Laser Brain Patch Co., I got a Christmas at Hogwarts teacup. There's a lot of detail on this that's not going to focus. There's a, right here is a tea bag that says 9 3/4, which you cannot tell at all that that's what it says. And then in the red band here, it says all was well. So yeah, that was my pin haul. All right. Last but not least, before we talk about plans, is books. And I actually finished 2 books in the last couple of weeks because, you know, vacation. The first book I finished is this one. This is Charles Dickens' Christmas books. And I didn't read the whole thing. I just read A Christmas Carol. I love this book. This book is so special to me. Like, this particular book is really special to me. I just got it at a used bookstore. But it's just so beautiful. And this book is a first issue of this edition from 1907. And so yeah, I read A Christmas Carol every year. It's a really special story to me, and so I read that this year, as always. And I have A Christmas Carol digitally and I have the audiobook, but there's just something really special about reading it out of this particular book. I also finished Crucial Conversations, which is a book that I read for professional development purposes, but is a book that I think could benefit literally anybody. So if you're ever curious about how you could engage in conversations more thoughtfully, Crucial Conversations is a great read. I have a friend who reads it like once or almost every year or every other year or something, and he says he gets something new out of it every time. So I can totally see that, and I really enjoyed that book. And that one I listened to on audiobook. All right, so let's talk about my plans. Sorry, I know I'm kind of flying through this, but I would like to do a whip parade, and then I'm also going to record a flip through of all my finishes from the year. But we're going to talk about plans. So I have decided what my focus is going to be for the year to come. I am not going to focus on challenges this coming year, which is really shocking to me, but I've sort of been coming to terms with it over the last month or two. I am, as I have said in my last couple of videos, I'm still going to count stitches because I really enjoy that. I did not count my stitches for some of the small pieces that I did over the last couple of weeks, like Menorah and the Christmas tree on the plastic canvas, and Nargles and Christmas candles, and those pieces I haven't been counting my stitches on, and it's been a nice break, but I'm really looking forward to getting back to it. And so yeah, so that's definitely happening. But the like crazy intense challenge groups, maybe not so much. I am gonna do Whip Go though. I'm really excited about the concept of Whip Go, and I have built my board and I'm raring to go. So this is what my board looks like. I'm gonna insert a picture here, and it's gonna show what's been called for January. If you're curious about what Whip Go is, it was created by Jessie Marie, and she has a Facebook group for it, and she explains everything about it on her YouTube channel and in the Facebook group if you are interested in learning more. But so I've planned out my board. It's got all of my current whips except for two, and I'll explain why. And so I want to real quick talk about what my goals are for each of these. And I'm dumb because I didn't pull it up like I should have. So the deal with Whip Go is that you get sorry, too distracted. So the deal with Whip Go is that you get rewards that you decide whenever you get bingo on your board. And you can use whatever bingo goals you, or bingo rules you like. You can set whatever goals you want for your projects. It's totally up to you. Which I like the open-endedness of that. That's really fun. So here are the projects that I have on my Whip Go board and what my goals are for them. So we have my Galleria 2019 piece. That's what it looks like now. And my goal is to finish it. I already showed you my Old Faithful piece. That is also, yes, I'm also hoping to finish that. That one has a bit more to go than my other finish goals, but it's got so much solid color stitching that it goes pretty quick. Then we have Christmas Carol. That's what I've got so far. And my goal for this, I have this on my board twice, and my goal for each of those is a half page finish. So my goal for the year is a full page finish. And I'm already partway along on a page. So I will probably count, like once I get to the end of my half page, I'll count that as one. And then when I finish a page, I'll count that as the other. Which is something I really like about WipGo, is that it's so open-ended like that. You can make whatever judgments work best for you. Next, I have my Harry Potter covers collage. That's what it looks like now. And I have that on my board 6 times because I want to, so I just finished a page on that. And I want to finish 3 pages in 2020. So, ooh, focus, hello. So, I have half page finishes 6 times on my board. Next, I have Emerald City, which is somewhere. Hold, please. Ooh. This is my bag of projects. I moved some of my projects around and now I have to remember where they are. What bags they're in. What are you? Nope. Ha, found it. So here is Emerald City. And I have this on my board 3 times. My first goal for this is to finish the Emerald City. I believe I just have the Krynic left. And that one feels like kind of a smaller goal, but the Krynic is obnoxious, so I wanted to reward myself fully for that. Then my next goal is to finish through part 9, which is, I want to say, through the wizard. And then a full finish, which just has the balloon and Glinda, and then like the Dorothy's house and shoes and stuff. Next, I have Autumn Quakers, which I think is in here. Yes. This one does not have much done at all. That's what it looks like now. And I want a page finish on this. I feel like I'm being buried in my projects. All right. Next, I have my butterflies piece for my grandma. And this one is on my board 3 times. And each time I have a goal of 2 butterflies to finish. So I'll probably count finishing what's here as 1 butterfly, because I have 1 almost done and 1 barely started. So that'll be 1, and then I'll do another one for my first goal, and then I'll do 2 butterflies every time after that. And that'll be substantial progress on this piece. It won't be a finish, but it'll be a bunch of progress. Next I have Tea. And Tea and Emerald City were both called for January. And Tea's goal is a finish, which I'm pretty close on. Then I've got a free space. Then I've got piano. This one my goal is to get all the way across to the other side of the page, or the other side of the, the right side of the piece. And that will put me at nearly halfway. Maybe I should just make my goal to be halfway. I don't know. No, I'm sticking at reasonable. I'm going to go across the page, and if I want to go all the way to halfway with extra time, then I will. All right. Next is Hogwarts Express. And this one, my goal is a finish because I'm not far from it. Then we've got Hildy's Brew. And I'm not doing too bad on this one, so my goal is a finish. Then we've got, where did I put that? We've got I Forget the Rest. And my goal on this one is, what is my goal on this one? Is to finish the branches and the leaves. So I have the top branch done, and so there's a bunch of leaves coming off of that, and then there's a big branch here at the bottom. So that's my goal for this year. And last but not least, we have Pride and Prejudice. That's what it looks like now. And my goal for this one is to finish the border all the way around. So, those are all of my current whips except for two. I did not include Menorah since it's so close to done. That one's just got a handful of beads to go. And so that one I'll just do with some spare time. And then I've got my rainbow Blackwork piece. This piece is probably going to back burner for 2020. That's what it looks like. And I love this piece. I have every intention of coming back to it, but I have a really big and important Blackwork piece that I want to do this year, and so I don't want to, especially since I'm also doing the Peppermint Purple Sal, I don't want to burn myself out on Blackwork. Got fuzz on me. So those are all of my current whips and my goals for them for the year. So that big Blackwork piece I keep talking about, this is the piece that I'm going to work on this year. That is Peppermint Purple's chessboard. And I have worked out how to get it done this year. And I have the goal of finishing the stitching on it by the end of October so that I can have all of November and December to figure out how to get it FFO'd. I will probably be doing research toward the end of that, and then getting it out to a finisher to be done for Christmas for my boyfriend. So I'm really excited about this one. I'm hoping that I'll be able to work on it while he's not home so that it can stay a surprise, but if he finds out about it, he finds out. So I'm really excited about this, and I'm going to show you just a little graphic I made up for tracking my goals. This is what it looks like. So my plan is for every month to do a row of 4 blocks, and then the 2 border pieces on the right and left of the row, and then 2 sections of top border. So yeah, that's the plan. Should be not too bad. All right, what else am I going to work on? Well, I have a bunch of things kitted up that I'd love to start. Who knows how much of that I'm going to get to. As I mentioned that I got the woodland sal, I'd really like to work on that this year, but I need to pick out some fabric. And that one's kind of a tricky one for fabric, so I don't really just want to go with a boring neutral, but I don't know, we'll see. And then I saw the other day that Climbing Goat is doing a space sal, and that one looks really fun. I'm always skeptical of sals because they seem really exciting at first, and then more of it comes out and you're like, I don't really need to do that. So I think I'm going to give that one a little bit and just see what the first few installments are going to look like and decide if I want to do that. But I have a feeling I'm going to want to do that. So yeah, those are my plans for 2020. Happy New Year, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me. Sorry I had to rush through this so much, but I am really looking forward to this year. I think it's going to be really fun. So yeah, bye. I'm missing something. I don't know where it is.